Hello there. This is Skylar. We are working on Clarinet Week 6. Um, Two British folk songs by Elliot Del Borgo. Super cool. I just did a recording of this, but I took it way too fast, so I'm going to make sure I do it at the right tempo this time. Not that fast. Okay. All right. So before we jump into it, I'm going to just give it a quick playthrough so you know what it sounds like. Pretty. All right. So before getting into the main points, let's just cover the basics. So concert E flat, RF scale. It's in 4/4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There's cantabile, which means singing like. That's a rough translation, just basically like a voice. So very pretty and lyrical. And yeah, cool. All right, so jumping into it. This little section can basically be broken up into 4 sections. Number 1 is fingers. Number 2 is jumps or breaks between registers. Number 3 is breathing. And number 4 is counting. There's only one part in here that's a little bit wonky. So yeah. Okay, so let's just jump right into fluid fingers. So, the main concern with this is it can get a little bit dicey. It's a lot of left hand, which for a lot of people is not their dominant hand. And it's also very lyrical. So just like having your finger shifted a little bit will make it squeak and not be what we want. So yeah, the way to address this is to start slow. So let's say like measure 1. Very pretty, da dee dee da, like that. If you're having trouble with it and you're squeaking a bit, then one way to go about it is just to take it slow. So going note by note, making sure that every single fingering is right where it needs to be, making sure that everything pops. You don't want to have slow fingers going from note to note. It needs to be bum, 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 bum. But your air is going to be through the, yeah. You get the idea. So if you're having trouble with it, you just need to take it very slow, making sure that every finger is right where it needs to be. Quick fingers as well. Another thing about the fingerings in this little excerpt is that it focuses a lot on left hand. And for a lot of people who are right-handed, like myself, the left hand is not as dexterous, especially the right ring finger, which is your C. It's used a lot in this piece, and it gets kind of difficult, specifically in measures 3 and 4. Like that. So again, going about this, you really want to make sure that your fingers are popping into place. If they're slow, then you can't trust your fingers. They're just going to blah or not do the note that you want to play. Just really nice and slow when practicing it and popping the fingers. So yeah. And one exercise you might want to do is going like that, kind of bump ba dum ba dum ba dum ba dum. It can help you ingrain that in your memory. Or yeah. So yeah, that's all for fingerings. Going on to jumps. So there's basically 2 major jumps in here. the one in measure 4, which is probably going to be the most difficult, and the one in measure 8. So let's start in measure 4. So it's a little bit difficult. It goes from open G to C. And right before that is a C and an E, so it's a C major arpeggio. Like that. So something that we worked on before is doing a right hand down. So when you go to, well, only on the throat tones. So when we play that measure, the throat tone that is right before that is G. So on G, we can put our right hand down. So if I'm playing it, it's going to look like this. Starting in downbeat, E, D, C, E, open G, you put your right hand down, and then go to C. This makes it a lot easier, again, because you don't have to move everything. It's just this part. So making sure to keep right hand down. It'll look like this. And then going on to measure 5. The second place that this happens is in measure 9, but it's a little bit different. The jump isn't as crazy. It's going from B flat to C. That's the register break. So you can actually put your right hand down on the G before that B flat in measure 8, specifically the and of B2. So if I'm playing that, it's going to go E, D, E, right hand down with G, and then B flat, and then C, and then going on to E. So it would look like this. Let me do that one more time. And then, boom. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Keeping right hand down. Going to the higher clarion register, something that can really help you is focusing on a hiss while you're playing. So when you're playing this, really think about D going up. It sounds silly, but when you play it, it makes a world of difference. I'll play that for you. Like that. And yeah, so that's it for jumps, really. Third part, breathing. This one's going to be really quick. So, it's very slow. If you have the lungs for it, I think an ideal place to breathe would be right after the dotted half note in measure 5, that C. D, dun, dun, going on to 4, 1. But that might be a little bit intense for middle schoolers or high schoolers. So something that you could aim for is maybe breathing after B2. Breathing after measure 2. At measure 2, you can take a breath there and then keep going. What you don't want to do is take a big honking breath and stop the music. For example, that would not be ideal. I took it a bit faster, but you get what I'm trying to say. So ideally, big breath in the beginning, going into measure 5, take a breath after the dotted half note, and then going on. If you can't do that, just don't breathe somewhere that's going to disrupt the music. I think that's a good rule of thumb. Just don't disrupt the music. So if you need to sneak a quick breath in, like in measure 2, like that. And that's pretty much it for breathing. Air support throughout this is going to help you with register jumps too. Last thing, counting. There's only one, I know this video is getting kind of long, sorry. But there's only one really difficult part for counting, and that is in measures 6 and 7. So before we play it, let's just count it. Right in measure 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So that tie is on beat 3 on the half note of measure 6, and it's going all the way to beat 1 of measure 7. So it's a total of 3 counts, a half note and then a quarter note. So doing that again, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 and 2, 3, 2, bam, bam, like that. Sorry if my fingers were distracting. Just make sure to hold out 3 beats over that. So playing it's going to sound like this. One more time. Like that. If you like to think of 3 quarter notes during that space, that may help you. That's what I do. And all right, that's everything. We talked about fluid fingers, awkward left hand stuff, jumps or breaks, breathing, and counting. And yeah, I think if you master all those, then you have a pretty good shot at doing this beautifully. I'm going to play it one more time, just so we know what it sounds like. Yay! Okay, cool. Thanks for going through the 12-minute video. Have a great one.